Have you ever walked into a business meeting and you just feel it, that kind of pressure cooker atmosphere?
Oh, definitely.
Maybe, sales are down and the manager's there demanding concrete solutions, capital C, capital S.
Right.
And let's be honest, they're not exactly showering you with encouragement while they do it.
Not usually, no. It's often the opposite.
It's that immediate, almost desperate need for ideas. And the tension just builds. You feel like every suggestion could be your last or, maybe even worse, stolen.
Yeah. It's a scenario I think a lot of people can relate to, unfortunately.
Absolutely. And it's a place where clear, effective communication, well, it isn't just nice to have, is it? It feels essential for survival, almost.
Yeah.
And definitely for getting those crucial ideas heard.
Absolutely. And what's really fascinating about these sort of high-stakes environments is just how quickly that pressure escalates. And like you said, how critical clear communication becomes under that kind of stress. It really strips away maybe the polite stuff and exposes the common communication pitfalls, you know, both from the person leading and the team trying to chip in. It's like a crucible, really, for language and leadership.
That's a great way to put it, a crucible. So today we're going to dive deep into exactly that kind of real-world scenario.
Okay.
And it offers, I think, a remarkable shortcut to sounding more natural, more professional in business settings.
Right.
We're aiming to extract not just the useful words, the vocabulary, but also those nuances, the dynamics of suggesting ideas, how people respond, even how to navigate those tricky workplace politics.
All through the lens of language.
Exactly. All seen through the powerful lens of language. And our source material for this deep dive, it actually comes from an English learning podcast.
Oh, interesting.
Which makes it a kind of double win, right? We get to sharpen our language skills, which is great for, anyone listening who's focused on that. But we also gain some incredibly practical business insights, stuff you can apply, immediately, whether you're learning English or just want to communicate better at work.
Sounds very useful.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Let's get started on understanding how language really shapes our professional world. All right, so picture the scene. It's playing out right now. The sales figures. They're dismal, really, really low.
Not good.
And the manager, visibly frustrated. He's demanding concrete solutions. And he emphasizes, right, he doesn't want just any ideas. He wants real specific strategies. Now,
putting the pressure on.
Oh, yeah. You can almost feel the air crackle. He kicks off the meeting saying something like, all right, people, we're holding this meeting today because we've got to do something about our sales, and we need to do it now. I want concrete solutions. How do you plan to drive sales?
Wow. Straight into it.
Yeah, it's direct, almost confrontational, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
Clearly designed to, ignite urgency.
Or maybe fear?
Or fear, yeah. Potentially both.
What's immediately striking there, I think, is how his tone just sets the whole stage. He's not really inviting collaboration, is he?
Yeah.
It sounds more like issuing a directive. And that kind of urgent, demanding language, especially if there's no encouragement mixed in, it can just stifle creativity so quickly.
Right.
It might get people thinking, sure, but it also creates this environment where people are probably less likely to risk putting an idea out there.
For fear of getting shot down.
Exactly. Fear of being shot down. It forces this immediate kind of reactive response rather than, thoughtful, strategic brainstorming.
And the first person who's brave enough, or maybe just unlucky enough, to speak up is Roger.
Okay, Roger.
He suggests quite tentatively, in fact, we're the most expensive in the market, so maybe we need to lower our prices to match the competitors.
Right. So he's clearly done some homework, looking at the competition.
Yeah, he's identified a clear problem, high prices, and proposed a direct solution. Maybe a bit simplistic, but it's a start.
And that phrase he uses, match the competitors, that's super common and really important in business English.
What does it really mean, though?
Well, at its core, it just means being as good as, or maybe even better than, the other companies in your industry on different things, not just price. It's about, competitive parity or trying to get an edge. So, for instance, if a company says, we guarantee we can match the competitor's lowest price.
You hear that a lot in shops.
Exactly. They're making a strong promise, right? Saying our price will be the same or lower. It builds trust, maybe stops you worrying about overpaying.
Makes sense. It's a common tactic, especially in retail. But like you said, it's not just about price, and it's not always easy, is it?
No, not at all. Think about a small company trying to compete with a giant.
Impossible sometimes.
Right. And the source material actually gives a good example for that. It's impossible for us to match the competitors. Our costs are just too high.
Ah, okay. That really hits home.
Yeah, that one sentence shows the internal struggle, right? Maybe their supply chain is different, or they operate less efficiently. Whatever the reason, their costs literally stop them from competing on price alone.
So they have to find value somewhere else. Quality service.
Exactly. Which brings us to the point that matching competitors goes way beyond price. You might hear in a product meeting someone ask, do you think we can match our competitors' features and still keep our unique user experience?
That's a tricky balance.
It is. It's a critical question. Do you follow the market or stick to your brand identity? It affects everything: perception, innovation, loyalty. And sometimes just trying to match everyone else, especially on price, just leads to a race to the bottom.
Or everyone cuts prices and nobody makes money.
Precisely. So sometimes the smart move isn't matching, it's differentiating. Especially if your costs are higher anyway. Find what makes you unique.
All really good points. Strategic points.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for Roger,
Uh-oh.
his manager is clearly not in the mood for strategic nuance or even basic politeness, frankly.
Yeah. Yes.
The manager's response is immediate, dismissive, and just. Brutal. He cuts Roger off mid-thought.
Yeah.
He says, lower our prices. Not very creative. It'll never fly with Swan. What kind of thinking is that? Jeez.
Wow. Just shut him down completely.
Completely. With contempt, even. It's like a textbook example of how not to encourage ideas.
Yeah. That phrase, "it'll never fly," that's a fantastic bit of colloquial business English. Very direct.
It sounds very final.
It is. It's blunt. It means the idea won't work, it won't get approved, or simply it's just not a good idea. Often implies it's not feasible, or
someone higher up won't like it.
exactly. Like in this case, it won't get past Swan, who we find out later is the CEO. It's like hitting the idea with a verbal hammer.
It paints such a picture, doesn't it? Like an idea trying to take off, but just nope, grounded.
Like the example, this marketing plan will never fly, it's just too expensive.
Right. The cost makes it a non-starter. Good idea, maybe, but impractical.
Good.
Dead on arrival because of the budget.
Or the more humorous example the source mentioned.
Oh, the bikinis.
Yeah. You want to sell bikinis in Alaska? That'll never fly.
Clearly.
It highlights an idea that's just fundamentally wrong for the context. So illogical, it's doomed from the start, lacks basic common sense.
Makes sense. And it can be about the idea itself, too, right? Not as practical things.
Sure, like Brad told me his idea for a film script. But the story will never fly, it's not interesting enough.
So it just lacks appeal, won't connect with the audience, fails on its own merit.
Exactly. So it'll never fly is just a very concise, impactful way to reject an idea outright. It lacks viability or approval or just doesn't make sense in the situation.
But the way the manager used it, so dismissive.
Oh, the impact of that kind of language on a team. You can't overstate it.
No.
When a manager slams an idea down like that, saying, it'll never fly so abruptly, it doesn't just reject the idea, right? It feels like it rejects the person, too.
Yeah, it feels personal.
It immediately creates this climate of fear,
Yeah.
self-censorship. Why would anyone else stick their neck out if they might get publicly humiliated like Roger did?
It kills the very thing the manager says he wants, creativity, solutions.
Precisely. It stifles it.
So after Roger's idea, gets shot down in flames.
Metaphorically speaking.
Yeah. Metaphorically, yes. The manager turns to the room again, demanding anyone have a better plan.
Okay, round two.
This time, Natalie steps up. A bit more cautiously, you'd imagine.
Probably learned from Roger's experience.
Maybe. She suggests, perhaps, a promotion, maybe a 2-for-1 offer or something like that.
Okay, different angle. Marketing, not just pricing.
Yeah, looking for ways to incentivize people to buy right now.
And it's important here to clarify promotion, isn't it? Because it can mean two things in English, especially at work.
Good point. Yeah.
In this case, Natalie clearly means a marketing strategy or a sales promotion. A campaign to boost sales with some kind of offer.
Right, not a job promotion, like getting a better title or more money.
Exactly. That's different.
Yeah.
Here, it's all about getting customers to buy.
Like the example from the source, buying shampoo. You go to the supermarket, you see buy one, get one free.
Classic 2-for-1 promotion.
Exactly. Great way to move product, get people to buy more than they planned, often used to clear stock or launch something new.
Or it could just be a straight price cut for a while. Like, the shampoo usually costs $5, but today it's $4.
Also a sales promotion.
Yeah. Both are ways to make the product more attractive for a limited time, drive that immediate demand. They're usually part of a bigger sales strategy.
Okay, so Natalie suggests this. A promotion, maybe 2-for-1, you'd think.
You'd think you'd at least consider it.
Right. especially after he just called Roger's idea not creative. You'd expect him to maybe acknowledge this is different. But no, his initial response, just as harsh. What? That's the same thing. Bad idea, really bad idea. Damn it, people, come on, think.
Wow. He thinks a price cut and a 2-for-1 are the same thing.
Apparently. Or he's just not listening. He dismisses it immediately. Still frustrated, still maybe stuck in his own head about what he wants.
It really sounds like a manager who isn't truly listening or considering the input, even when he's desperate for ideas.
Yeah.
Maybe he's stuck, like you said, feeling pressure from his own boss, maybe, and just projecting that stress onto his team.
Could be. It shows a real lack of empathy, though, and strategic thinking. He's not coaching or guiding them at all.
No, definitely not.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting, and honestly kind of infuriating if you think about leadership.
Uh-oh. Plot twist.
Big time. Just as the manager is tearing into Natalie's idea, this unexpected voice cuts through the tension. Hello, Mr. Swan.
The CEO.
The CEO arrives dramatically, like right on cue, and the whole dynamic, the whole feel of the meeting just changes. Instantly.
The boss arrives.
And the manager, who literally seconds ago was calling Natalie's 2-for-1 offer a bad idea, really bad idea,
He suddenly pivots.
with breathtaking speed, and let's be real, zero shame. A complete lack of shame.
Right. The ultimate boss shows up, and suddenly it's all about self-preservation.
Yeah.
Impression management kicks in.
Totally. He goes from being the demanding critic to this, like, eager, idea-generating leader in a heartbeat.
It's fascinating, isn't it? In a slightly horrifying way.
Yeah.
Workplace politics 101.
Exactly. So he immediately claims the 2-for-1 promotion was his idea, his brilliant idea.
No way.
Yes. He says to the CEO, all enthusiastic now, yes, Mr. Swan, we were kind of considering a 2-for-1 offer to get more competitive.
Kind of considering.
Yeah,
After just trashing it.
I know. And then Mr. Swan, maybe a bit surprised but interested, says, I kind of like the sound of that. It sounds like something we should consider.
Okay, so the CEO likes it.
And the manager jumps right on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what I was thinking. In fact, it's a brilliant idea. I'm glad we thought of that. Very creative.
Oh, my goodness. He went from bad idea to brilliant idea, he thought of himself. In about 10 seconds flat. It's a complete 180, takes credit, exaggerates its brilliance, practically congratulates himself. Unbelievable.
That is quite something. And the phrase he uses there, brilliant idea, it's worth noting.
Yeah. How sad.
Well, great idea is fine. Totally common. But brilliant idea is stronger, isn't it? More emphatic. Says it's exceptionally good, really clever.
Like genius level.
Kind of. The source mentions it might be slightly more common in British English, but confirms it adds more power. Makes it sound truly outstanding, ingenious. It expresses real admiration or enthusiasm, a stroke of genius, not just a good thought.
Right. Like, this isn't just good, it's revolutionary. And the manager just weaponizes it here, doesn't he?
Seems like it. Uses it to immediately get on the CEO's good side, align himself with a positive reaction, even though he just hated the idea.
It's pure, self-serving, opportunistic behavior, terrible leadership. And that language, brilliant idea, becomes a tool for managing his own image, not genuinely appreciating Natalie's contribution.
Indeed. It really shows how fast priorities can shift in some workplaces and, sadly, how some people might just exploit a situation for themselves.
Even at the expense of their own team's morale and, well, their ideas.
Absolutely. It really underscores how important it is not just what you say, but how and when you say it, especially when the big boss is listening.
Okay, so that little dialogue, wow, it was short, but just packed with useful stuff, wasn't it?
Incredibly useful. Phrases, dynamics, vital for anyone trying to navigate the professional world more confidently.
Totally. So let's drill down into some of that core vocabulary and those expressions that can help you, the listener, sound more natural, more professional.
Good idea.
First up, we heard the manager ask, how do you plan to drive sales? That phrase, drive sales. You hear it all the time in business.
Absolutely fundamental. Drive sales just means, increase sales. Sell more.
But it sounds more active than just increase sales.
It does. It implies active effort, a strategy, taking proactive steps to boost revenue. You don't just wait for sales to happen, you drive them.
So like a marketing campaign could be launched specifically to drive sales of a new product.
Exactly. Using targeted ads, special offers, but it's broader too. It could involve optimizing the sales process itself, maybe improving the product, or even, better customer service to get repeat business, anything that actively pushes sales upwards.
Got it. It's results-oriented. You're doing something with intent. You have to actively cultivate sales through targeted efforts.
Precisely. Sales teams have goals to drive sales by a certain percent, and they have specific activities planned to hit that target.
Okay. Another key phrase we heard was in the market. Roger used it when he said, we're the most expensive in the market.
Right. In the market. This just means in the industry or in that particular commercial sector.
So the whole sphere where similar products are bought and sold, competitors, customers, everything.
Exactly. So when Roger says they're the most expensive in the market, he means compared to all the other companies offering similar stuff in their specific field. It's about benchmarking your position against rivals.
Okay. Helps you understand where you stand.
Precisely. It contextualizes your company or product. For instance, if you were feeling confident, you might say, English Pod is the best language pod in the market.
Bold claim.
Well, you know.
No.
But it asserts that top position among all English teaching podcasts. It implies you've looked at the options and concluded yours is superior. Communicates confidence, a competitive edge.
Right. And it's not just about best. It can be about popularity too, right? The source used iPods as an example.
Yeah, iPods are the most popular MP3 players in the market.
Mm.
Now, obviously, technology's moved on. But at one point...
It dominated.
Exactly. That statement meant that among all MP3 players available globally, iPods were the most widely used, most preferred. Showed market leadership in terms of adoption back then.
So both examples show how in the market places you within that competitive landscape for comparing price, quality, popularity, whatever.
Yep. Fundamental for understanding market share, doing competitive analysis, figuring out your strategy, knowing your position in the market helps you make better decisions all around.
Makes sense. Okay, now let's shift to some of those fluency builders. Things that help you sound, well, just more natural, more like a native speaker, even when talking business.
Good plan. Those subtle shifts can make a big difference.
So instead of saying the CEO will be here soon or the CEO will arrive soon, which are perfectly fine grammatically.
But maybe a bit stiff.
Yeah, a little. There's a more common, more natural alternative we heard. The CEO will be here any minute.
Ah, yes. Very common, informal, but totally fine in most professional settings.
What does it really convey?
It conveys immediacy. Like, arrival is imminent. They're on their way, maybe even just outside the door. Expected very, very soon. Moments away.
Adds a bit of urgency.
Yeah, and naturalness. Instead of the formal, will arrive soon, you're using this more conversational, idiomatic phrase that people use all the time. Makes your English sound less like you learned it purely from a textbook.
And more like real life. It just flows better.
It has that rhythm. You hear it everywhere, right? Hurry up, the bus will be here any minute.
Or my friend just texted, she should be here any minute, so let's get the table ready.
Exactly. Versatile, signals imminent arrival, sounds fluid. Implies you're pretty certain they'll be there shortly.
Okay, cool. Another fantastic fluency builder from that dialogue was the verb to consider.
Ah, yes. Very useful.
Often, maybe English learners might default to saying, we are thinking about a sales strategy, or that sounds like something we should think about.
Which are fine. Grammatically correct.
But to consider sounds better.
Yeah, I'd say it's more natural in a professional context. Also, slightly more formal, and it carries more weight. It suggests more serious deliberation.
Right. The manager used it when the CEO liked the promotion idea. He said, it sounds like something we should consider.
Exactly. It implies a careful, thoughtful process is needed. Not just a passing thought, but like, okay, let's really evaluate this. Pros and cons, formal review maybe. It signals a commitment to actually evaluate it.
So using consider can make you sound, well, smarter, more professional.
I think so, yeah. It implies a more strategic, deliberate approach, like we're considering a sales promotion. That suggests the team is actively discussing it, looking at data, budget, ROI. It's stronger than just thinking about it.
Or saying, I think we need to consider a new sales strategy. That sounds serious.
It does. It's not just a casual comment. It's a call for a real evaluation. Potential change. Suggests the current way isn't working, and a big rethink is needed. A big decision might be coming.
And it works well in questions, too.
Definitely, like, have you considered reducing the price? It prompts the other person to think if they've really thought about that specific option properly. Explore different models, competitor reactions.
Encourages deeper thinking.
Yeah, elevates the conversation beyond just surface ideas. Shows you're looking for well-thought-out solutions, not just quick answers.
It really is a small word change with a big impact on how professional and thoughtful you sound Adds a bit of gravitas.
Hmm.
Now, beyond those core terms and fluency bits, the source also had a quick review of some other useful business terms.
The quick wins.
Yeah, the quick wins. Great for expanding your overall business English toolkit. Let's give them the deep dive treatment, too.
Sounds good. Broadening that vocabulary is essential if you really want to participate effectively. Okay, where should we start?
How about competitive? We talked about matching competitors, but what about just being competitive?
Right. So in business, competitive means being as good as, or ideally better than, others in your market. A competitive price is appealing because it's similar to or lower than rivals.
But it's not just price.
No, definitely not. You can be competitive on quality, innovation, customer service, speed, lots of things. Being truly competitive means constantly looking at how you stack up against rivals and trying to maintain or gain an advantage, always evaluating.
Okay. Then there was win sales. Sounds very triumphant.
It is. It means making sales successfully, closing the deal, getting the customer to say yes. It's more active, more victorious than just making sales.
Like you beat someone to it.
Kind of. You win a sale when you successfully persuade a customer to choose you over others, often after some effort like negotiation or a pitch. A sales team might celebrate winning a major new client. It implies effort and overcoming challenges.
Got it. What about sales strategy or sales activities?
Okay, so sales strategy is the big picture. The overall plan a company has for increasing sales.
The blueprint.
Exactly. How products are positioned, how teams are structured, trained, paid. It might involve market segmentation, defining target customers, choosing sales channels online, direct, retail.
And the sales activities.
Those are the specific actions within the strategy. The actual things salespeople do: cold calling, client meetings, demos, follow-ups. The steps that lead to a sale. Part of the overall strategy.
Which leads nicely into the sales cycle.
The sales cycle is the whole journey a customer takes, from first hearing about you or needing something, all the way to actually buying.
And that can vary hugely, right?
Massively. For complex business software, the cycle could be months long. Multiple demos, negotiations. For, I don't know, a chocolate bar, it might be seconds. See it, want it, buy it.
So why is understanding it important?
Crucial for optimizing things. If you know the stages, you can see where deals get stuck, where you need to improve. Helps allocate resources better, predict revenue. You analyze each stage to improve conversion rates, turn prospects into customers.
Makes sense. Okay, another active verb. Outsell.
Right. Simple meaning, sell more than others, more than your rivals.
Pure competition.
Yep. It implies direct competition and achieving higher sales volume. Like, our new model is expected to outsell all competitors this quarter. It's not just selling a lot, it's selling more than anyone else in that specific fight. Speaks to market dominance, effective marketing, strong product, often the goal of aggressive sales pushes.
Okay, one more really important one. Customer loyalty.
The holy grail.
Is it? Why?
Well, customer loyalty is when a customer keeps buying your brand, using your service over and over, even when there are other options.
They stick with you.
Exactly. It shows your product is good, your service is consistent, your brand connects. And loyal customers, they're gold. They don't just mean repeat business. They often become advocates, recommending you to others.
Free marketing.
Pretty much. It cuts your costs for finding new customers, creates stable, predictable income. And often, loyal customers are less price sensitive. They trust you, they'll stick with you. They're usually your most profitable customers.
Wow. Okay, so that's a lot of really useful vocabulary.
It is. And these terms, even though they were just listed quickly in the source, they really form the foundation of more sophisticated business talk.
So getting comfortable with them, understanding what they really mean.
It'll significantly boost your ability to not just follow, but actively participate in business conversations. You move from just knowing words to understanding the underlying business concepts.
So, okay, we've dug into the language, the phrases, but what does it all mean beyond that? This whole deep dive into that little meeting scenario, it feels like a really compelling case study in leadership, or maybe bad leadership.
I think you're right. We saw the manager, cutting people off, being dismissive, demanding.
And then stealing the credit right when the CEO walks in.
Exactly. It was a masterclass in what not to do if you're managing people. A real warning sign.
So the big question is, what kind of environment does that actually create for the employees? And what are the sort of long-term effects on the company?
That's the crucial question. If we step back and look at the bigger picture, that style of management, it's just incredibly demotivating, potentially destructive even. The source's hosts were right on the money, calling him terrible. Why? because he completely failed to motivate, encourage, or support his team's growth.
They specifically mention employees being scared of talking.
Right, and feeling cut off.
Yeah.
Now think about that. If your team is scared to speak up, scared to share ideas, even half-baked ones, or scared to challenge things,
Innovation just dies.
it grinds to a halt. Morale plummets. And ultimately, the company really suffers. It creates this culture of silence where good ideas just never see the light of day.
It's a climate of fear, isn't it? There's no psychological safety there. If your ideas get shot down, ridiculed, or like we saw, stolen by your boss.
Why would you bother?
Exactly. Why try? So the manager's actions directly discouraged the very thing he claimed to need those concrete solutions. His focus was all on himself, his image in front of the CEO.
Not on empowering the team to actually solve the problem together.
It's such a disconnect, isn't it, between his demands and his actions. It's toxic. He gets this tiny short-term win of maybe looking okay to the CEO for a second.
But at what cost?
At the catastrophic long-term cost of a team that doesn't trust him, that's completely disengaged.
It's incredibly short-sighted. And while he might impress the CEO for that one moment, the damage to trust, engagement, productivity, it's huge. Turnover goes up in places like that. Good people leave.
Yeah.
A truly effective manager gets it. Their job is to facilitate, inspire, develop the team, not stifle them or exploit their ideas. They know that empowering the team leads to way more success, sustainable success, than any little act of self-promotion.
And to really drive that home, let me share that contrasting example from the source material. My own first general manager.
Yes, the positive example.
Totally. I was super junior, just starting out at this big company. But this GM, amazing. So encouraging, which is massive when you're new.
It makes a huge difference.
He made a real effort to know every single employee's first name. Can you imagine? In a big place.
That takes effort. Shows he cares.
It really did. He'd always stop, say hello, ask how things were going, like genuinely interested in you, not just your work. He'd even ask about specific projects, showing he was actually paying attention and valued what you were doing, even the small stuff.
That kind of personal connection, that genuine interest from a leader, it has such a profound impact. It's not just about names. It's valuing people, making them feel seen, appreciated. It builds that foundation of trust, respect, absolutely critical for a healthy, productive environment. Leadership isn't just about tasks. It's about nurturing relationships, building a community feel.
Absolutely. And the impact it had on me, and I saw it in others too, it was immense. It left me feeling so good about the company. I genuinely wanted to work hard. I wanted to try my best, not because I was scared, but out of loyalty, out of wanting to contribute to this thing I felt part of.
You felt invested.
Totally. I felt like I was part of a really special team, a collective effort. And honestly, in my whole career since, I've never met a boss quite like him again. That kind of leadership, it doesn't just make you productive, it makes you loyal, willing to go the extra mile. It's inspiration, not intimidation.
And that's universal, isn't it? Doesn't matter if you're running a huge company or a tiny team, if your boss is encouraging, motivating, invested in you, it changes everything about how you work and how you feel about it.
Yeah.
You feel part of something special, like you said. That sense of belonging, purpose, and the long-term benefits for the company, they're huge. Not just morale, but real results. More creativity, lower turnover, attracts better talent, reduces stress, increases that psychological safety, so people do share those brilliant ideas without fear.
It's powerful stuff. Really is. So as you're listening to this, maybe take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. You've probably had managers, good and bad.
Most of us have.
Think about how the phrases and vocabulary we talked about today, understanding why an idea will never fly or how to match the competitors, or using to consider, how could you use those in your own workplace interactions?
Yeah.
How could you maybe articulate your own ideas better, or even just spot those subtle dynamics in a meeting and respond more effectively? It's not just about the English words. It's about navigating that professional world with more skill, more awareness. Hashtag outro. So, okay. We've taken quite a journal today, haven't we? From that intense pressure cooker of a sales meeting.
Where ideas got shot down and stolen.
Right, to really mastering some key business English vocabulary that can empower you at work. We unpacked drive sales, that active push for more revenue.
And match the competitors, knowing how to position yourself, when to follow, when maybe to stand out.
We looked at promotion as a marketing strategy and learned the blunt truth of it'll never fly.
When an idea just isn't viable.
Exactly. Due to practical reasons or just bad idea.
And we worked on fluency, too, helping you sound more natural, more confident, Using things like be here any minute for when someone's about to arrive.
Makes it flow better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And elevating your language with to consider, that more professional, thoughtful way of saying to think about, adds depth.
Plus, embracing the power of a brilliant idea, that stronger, more emphatic way to praise a really great concept.
Definitely packs more punch.
But beyond the language itself, we got some really profound insights into leadership styles, didn't we?
We really did. Seeing the demotivating, almost destructive impact of that bad manager.
Who stifled ideas, took credit.
And contrasting that sharply with the inspiring, empowering effect of a good manager.
The kind who builds loyalty, encourages growth, creates a real team.
So this deep dive, it really wasn't just about learning words, was it?
No, not at all. It was about understanding the context, seeing how language applies in complex, real situations, and hopefully enhancing your ability, everyone listening, to understand, speak, read, and write English more effectively, more strategically in practical business settings.
So, as you continue on your own professional path, here's something to maybe mull over. Consider this. How might a company's long-term sales strategy, or even its customer loyalty, its ability to outsell its rivals, how might all that be profoundly impacted by the type of manager they have? One who consistently stifles brilliant ideas, makes people afraid to talk, versus one who actively encourages every team member's concrete solutions and builds an environment where innovation can actually fly.
That's a really powerful thought.
The language we use, and especially how leaders use it, it truly shapes the culture, the productivity, and yeah, the ultimate success of any organization.
Couldn't agree more. A powerful thought indeed to leave you with. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today.
Thanks, everyone.
We look forward to the next one.